Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is Gamester81 and welcome to another episode. It's great to have you back. In today's show, we're going to take a closer look at the Nintendo 64 Disk Drive, or also known as the N64DD. This device is very rare today. It was never sold outside of Japan. In fact, there's estimates that only about 15,000 of these were ever made and sold. For the most part, they're only available online to order, and it was a huge flop by Nintendo, even more so than the Virtual Boy, which is interesting. These things recently have been going for a lot of money on various auction sites like eBay, and they're very hard to find. I've got about 7 games for this thing. There are only 9 games that were ever made for the Nintendo 64 DD. And interesting enough, my very first video I ever did on this channel was over the system, but I've had a lot of questions over it. I want to do a follow-up video. Let's see some gameplay on one of these Mario artist games. Kind of interesting. And we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Guys, here it is. This is what a lot of consider the holy grail of systems in their collection. This is the Nintendo 64 DD bundle. I'm going to open up this box and show you what's inside here in a minute. But before I do so, this is the RandNet bundle. Now, if you guys don't know what RandNet is, it's actually a company called Recent that had teamed up with Nintendo in 1999 to create an online community for the Nintendo 64. Very similar to the Satellaview in Japan for the Super Nintendo. This is the RandNet. The whole idea was you can download games and sample games before they were released and all that good stuff. This is available only through mail order, and that's why this is so rare. Only 15,000 of these were released. Now, there were a few of them that had actually made the stores. I believe it's a different colored box. I know that much. I think it's either blue or red, but those are even more rare than this. Let's open this up. I'm going to show you what's inside. You can see what's included. You got the cables, you got the RandNet disc, you get the Nintendo 64 DD system itself, and then you got the modem cart here as well. On the bottom, it's just styrofoam casing, nothing too exciting. And then here's some information on the side as well. This thing I try to keep in really pristine condition because these things, I'm amazed how much these things sell for on eBay now. I mean, I've seen them sell for over $900 or more. It's pretty amazing, especially now that more people are understanding what this is about. But you basically get the cart and cable modem would plug. You plug this into the Nintendo 64. Cable modem would plug into here, the cable, and then that's how you would connect online. You also got this RandNet disc here, which is you need to play online as well. And these are what the discs look like, almost like a zip disc. These things actually open up. I want to be careful with that, but pretty cool looking, for sure. Okay, and then let's open this up, and then you get the Nintendo 64 DD itself. This thing actually is really heavy for the size. It's really well built. This is the ejection disc. This is where the disc would plug into. Now, in order to play this, you do need a Nintendo 64. Okay, I'm going to explain that here in a minute. But the one thing I really like about the system is that there's no external power source. So what I mean by that is you don't have an AC adapter that would plug in. Similar to like a 32X for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, you would have an AC adapter you have to plug into that. This actually feeds off the power of the Nintendo 64 system, which is really cool. It's really well designed, and like I said, it's really well built. Okay, and you also got some instructions here, all in Japanese. Okay, and then this is your cable itself. So pretty cool overall. I'll show you how it hooks up here in a minute. These are the games I have. I have Doshin the Giant, which actually showed some gameplay earlier on the video. This was actually ported to the GameCube later on, but this is a really fun game. You got Simcity 64, which is probably one of my favorite SimCity games. You can actually go down in the city and actually talk to people like first person perspective. Really cool. This is really cool. This is F-Zero X, the expansion kit. A lot of the games for the Nintendo 64, what they were hoping to do was if you had the cart, you can plug in the cart, and these would be expansions. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have a F-Zero X Japanese version of the game. You need that version to play this. It doesn't work on the US version of F-Zero X, which is a really bummer. And I've got 3 of these Mario Artist games. There's 4 total release. There's different ones. There's like Paint and Polygon, all that good stuff. I have one that's unopened, which I plan on just leaving unopened. The games themselves sell for sometimes over $100 as well. These were the sequels to Mario Paint, which I'm a huge fan of Mario Paint. And these are actually pretty cool. I'm going to show you one of them, some gameplay here in a minute on one of them. But overall, there's some really cool games. There's also a golfing game that was released, and there was another game in Japanese I can't pronounce. I'll put the name of it here below, but that was released as well. So there's 9 games total released for the system. Let's see how this N64 DD hooks up to the Nintendo 64. So what I have in front of me, obviously, is the Nintendo 64 regular system. Now, what you need in order to play the DD system is what you need to do is you need to put the expansion pack, 4 megabyte expansion pack in here, and it looks like so. If you don't have that in there, the games won't play. Okay. Another thing to keep in mind, if you look at the very bottom of your Nintendo 64 that you own, you'll see at the very bottom, you'll see this flap here. And you're always wondering, what is that all about, right? What's that about? Well, here is the Nintendo 64 DD, and that just hooks up on there like so. And you can see there's these screws here, and that screws onto here. So it's really cool actually how it fits in. It snaps on like that, and that's what it looks like when it's done. And then you have these screws here, and you just kind of tighten the screws to make sure it's good. And voila, it's pretty easy to hook up. Now, if you have a game in this Nintendo 64 itself, it's going to load the game. It's not going to load the disk drive. But if you have a game loaded in the disk drive, like so, and no game up top, it will load the game in the disk drive. Now, a lot of people ask me, they're wondering, is this compatible with North American games or Nintendo 64s? And the answer is yes. This Japanese DD will play on North American systems. Other people ask me, is it compatible with PAL? Be honest with you, I don't know the answer to that because I've tried to do a lot of research online and I've heard mixed feelings. From what I can tell, is the answer is no, it is not compatible on PAL. And the reason I think it is probably is not because the whole electricity and all that good stuff, you know, I think it would probably fry, be honest with you, but I don't know, be honest with you. I guess if you have a PAL Nintendo 64 and you want to try it out, you're welcome to do so and let me know. But if you guys know, let me know. But I don't know, be honest with you. Okay, here it is. This is the N64DD boot screen. We're going to check out Mario Artist. I'm not quite sure which one this is, to be honest, because I don't read Japanese. But it's a pretty fun game. There's 3 different options you can do. You can do a 2D studio movie or a 3D environment one. We'll check out the 2D studio one. At first, it kind of appears as just a normal paint studio, like a paint shop. As you notice, the load times aren't too bad, but there are some load times significantly longer than what the Nintendo 64 cards have. You can kind of doodle and draw initially, which is kind of cool. You can change its thickness and change the color, all that good stuff. The dog right there is kind of a reset button, just like in Mario Paint. Music in this game is kind of interesting as well, very unique. You can also add different pictures as well. You can add cars, different items, which is pretty cool. You can kind of fill that in like a coloring book, kind of different. The whole idea of this game was, you know, you can go online and submit your projects and stuff and share with other people. That's kind of the whole idea. That's what Nintendo was kind of hoping for when they were making this game. There's also just pictures from various Nintendo 64 games. There's Mario Kart. That one was just Mario 64, but pretty cool. You can actually doodle and draw over those as well and save those and submit that, which is neat. Check out some of the music, as I'm mentioning. Kind of very interesting music. Very random. This one right here reminds me of Pee-wee's Playhouse. This right here reminds me of Pee-wee's Playhouse for some reason. The show, kind of funny, but there's some monkeys and stuff like that. Really random. You can also turn it off if you want, because it does get kind of annoying at first. But we'll listen to some Pee-wee's Playhouse. Alright, let's exit out of this and I'll show you the movie one. Let's do that. It's kind of instructions which I can't unfortunately read and understand, but this one, it's very similar, but this time there's different sheets you can add and draw to, which is cool. There's another feature I want to show you. You can actually add different characters, which is cool. So you got Yoshi characters, Mario characters, Pokemon characters, and they're kind of stamps you can add. Pretty cool. And then what you can do is you can go back and you can turn the page, which is cool. So once you add more pages, it kind of adds like an animation effect to it, which is really neat. Let's see if we can go back to the main menu. There's the exit button there. So you can go into sheet 2. Find the same stamp. I'll show you different options of Yoshi here. Pretty cool. So if you go over it, there's different poses of Yoshi. I don't want to use that one. There you go. This is, if you guys are curious, also I'm not using the mouse. There's no mouse that was made for the Nintendo 64 that I was aware of. I'm actually just using the controller. So you can also see what your previous page was, which is cool, so you can kind of animate over that, which is a nice feature. And then there you can just turn the page and all that good stuff. I'm going to show you the option menu screen here. This music you might recognize from Mario Paint. Actually, I think it was that bug swatting game, if I remember correctly. That really fun bug swatter. I think that's the music for that. Confirm that, guys, if you know for sure. But that sounds really familiar. I remember that bug swatting game in Mario Paint. It was pretty fun. Now, all 4 of these Mario Artist games do different things. I'll do some future videos on the other ones that I own, but you can kind of just see the animation. It's pretty weak because I only have done two sheets, but you can add as many sheets as you'd like, which is cool, or shorten it however you want. Let's exit here and let's check out some of the 2D or 3D environments, which I think is pretty fun, personally. It took me a while. The learning curve on this game is pretty steep because it is all in Japanese, but you can kind of figure it out with the icons and different things. And once you figure it out, it's actually a pretty fun game, very unique for the Nintendo 64. The graphics are pretty equivalent. I think maybe a little bit better. I think the sound quality might be a little bit better than the Nintendo 64. There's 3 different environments. You get your underwater, you get your dinosaur ones, and you can pick between characters and stuff like that. So you can see the pterodactyl or whatnot. So and the last one, the 3rd one, is actually a space setup with aliens and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. So the whole idea is you can actually edit and create and draw over this and create your own environment, which is really neat. There's a really cool feature I'm going to show you. Let's do the underwater one, because I think that one is probably my favorite one. Reminds me of Echo the Dolphin kind of deal. Okay, here you go. So the one option, you can actually change the background color, the templates that they use. So if you click on this, you can change the color of the dolphin, you know, because that's the particular character I have chosen. You can also change the fish and whatnot. I believe there's like a shark in here too. We'll make him look like a kind of a spoiling banana. It looks like. Now we can also draw over him, which is cool. So this is like a 3D effect that shows you. So on the very top is his skin area of the dolphin, and then you can obviously see what it would look like in the 3D environment. So I'm just gonna kind of doodle over him, so to speak. Unfortunately, the blue doesn't really show up very well. So let's change the color here. You can't see it very well. I think it's a kind of a clever idea. Alright, we're gonna make the colors. Let's make it brown. Let's make it a little bit thicker. And we're just gonna scribble on him. And then he's got some serious brown spots. Still can't quite see it. Then you can also change a part of the section of the body, which is cool. So there you go. Now you can start seeing it. Just some of the marks of the body there. There you go. See how it appears there, which is pretty cool. You can now undo and stuff like that as well. Alright, so let's X out of this. Now that we've got our spoiled banana, a little bit more brown. This is probably one of the coolest parts. This is actually, you can take snapshots and you can swim around in this 3D environment and take pictures. I'll show you. So let's go find our banana guy, banana dolphin. It takes a little get used to as far as controls go, but once you figure it out, you can start going here. The R button is actually just to whip out your camera and start taking pictures. A is a snap. There you go, see, like that. And you can save your pictures, and you can doodle over those pictures as well, or you can make a movie or a slideshow, whatnot. It's pretty cool. Use the option button. Didn't want to go there. Okay. We're on our quest to find the dolphin. There's a stingray, which is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Mario 64, Super Mario 64, that water level a little bit, just slightly. It's funny he's got snorkels, but he's like underwater completely, which is pretty funny. There's like a shark. Let's see if we can go find that shark. Oh. Wrong button. Damn, he swam away. Oh, there he is. That's him. Take a picture. Snap. Oh, got his tail. But anyway, you guys get the idea. Thanks for watching. It's a pretty fun game. Very unique system. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, happy gaming.